Popcorn Planet is a YouTube channel who I've sort of watched for a little bit now, just peeked in and out on their channel. They're pretty big. They have almost 700,000 subscribers. They've got a great setup, high production value, just dressed to the nines, really. But their content, especially over the past 2 days, hasn't been of the greatest variety, I'll say. And I saw this tweet from Nicholas DiOrio, which inspired me to make this video overall. He said, "Why is Andy Signor begging for Cash App donations so he can hire a personal investigator to dox anonymous Twitter accounts? LMFAO." Andy Signor then goes on to say, "You guys are literally insane. I'm not harassing or doxing anyone at Team YouTube. Why do you allow these stands to improperly use your system to mass flag false users?" I said that completely wrong. Mass false flag users. Jeez. So I decided to do the responsible thing and go check out some of his recent content surrounding the whole controversy. So Andy first started talking about what he was going to be doing in his video before his live. He makes a video a day and then he goes on live, which is appreciable. It's nice to see somebody with a good work ethic. So this is what he has to say. To give you a little bit of backstory. So Popcorn Planet is like this big Johnny Depp fan, and he's been defending him. And because he's been defending him, Amber Heard fans don't like that, and so they've been going at it. So it's basically a Twitter stan war, but on YouTube.
I got so much more to talk about because this audience, they're coming after me. Yep, they are. In fact, one of their queens, the Queen KAMILLA, she's after me, and she was. We had a nice exchange. Nice is the word. We're going to break it down during our live today. I'm going to go live. Actually, I'm going to go live sooner than later. In fact, we'll probably set it up for 2 p.m. Eastern. In fact, I'll try and put the link at the end of this. In fact, here's the link.
So he's already fired up. He's giving out the link. He's talking about how he's going to talk about what's going on in the live. He's going to deal with all this stuff. And I had already seen a little bit of the clip on Twitter, so I was kind of prepared. And it's not super shocking. It's not like, oh my goodness, he just admitted to a crime. But he is saying some weird stuff in his actual live. It's actually at the beginning of his live, thankfully, so I didn't have to watch 55 minutes. His content isn't like unwatchable, but like I really didn't want to have to sit through that for these couple of clips.
Because yes, I am attempting to figure out who are these people? Who are these people? There are ways you can do it legally to figure out who people are online. There are ways to do it, guys. Legit ways. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. In fact, guys, if anybody else wants to fund this endeavor, please let me know and I will explain more. But please keep the support coming because it does require some services to be used.
That's crazy. How, look at this guy's setup, right? And the reason that he has to spend all this money is to go find out the names of a random account called KAMILLA, right? Because he just wants to know if she's working for Amber Heard's PR firm. And you are, let's say you get home from your 9 to 5 and you want to watch you some Popcorn Planet, or you're working out on the construction, like you're building a house or something, and then you're listening to Popcorn Planet on his live talk about, I'm gonna need some money. These docs I need to get, which I don't really support people getting their names put out there. I don't know why. It's technically not doxing. It's not even public information. He claims that they're like public figures, quote unquote, but like just because they're public figures doesn't mean they should have their info put out there. They might have a public opinion, but that doesn't mean they have a public face. That doesn't mean they have a public, anything. Anything that they don't want to be public shouldn't have to be public. I understand, investigative journalism, but, why would you have to put it out? It's weird. It's a little bit different, back when there was, before social media, where you could just investigate, a connection like this, exactly like this. And people wouldn't really go after the person in the way that they can easily just log onto their Instagram, type in a name, leave a bad comment. It's just so much easier now. So it just feels completely off to me.
Desperate. They are terrified. Because I put out some feelers and sort of some things, sort of just dare some journalists out there to really ask, do you know who you're defending on here? These anonymous Twitter supporters that you put your journalism cred on, have you met them? Do you know them?
Hey, journalists, can you give me these people's information? Do you guys know them? Do you guys know a name? Are they, they're 6'3" and they're ginger? Okay, do you have any names for them? Okay, John Smith, that sounds great. That sounds great. Like, what do you expect them to say? And I feel like he's putting these feelers, quote unquote, out there so that when he gets rejected and people are like, I'm not going to tell you this information, he can go, see, they're not being transparent. I called this. I said it was going to happen. I am a prophet, okay? I told you they wouldn't be transparent, and that came to pass. You need to listen to me. These people are bad people. And I'm not siding with people who are defending Amber Heard at all. I just think the way that you're going about this, Popcorn Planet, if you somehow watch this, is just completely wrong.
As we do it. So if anybody else wants to help me in that quest, by all means, you know how to support. Use the pinned comment. If anybody wants to be a big donor on this initiative and reach out personally, you can. There are services you can enlist, guys. Twitter is, you can be anonymous on the internet, but you really can't unless you're really good. It's not. You're not anonymous. It's not anonymous. It's a public forum. They have doxed Laura B. They have doxed Umbrella Guy. It's, your identity can be released if you want to be a public figure.
He's almost talking like you should be punished for being like a public figure. Like, oh, your name's out there? Oh, well, sucks to suck, don't it? Like, oh, cool. It's so off-putting. I don't know. I can't even put my finger on exactly why. It's just so off-putting. It just feels so icky. And I know that's like a childish way of putting it, but like still, like, dude, what even makes you go down this road of like, oh, okay, like I can, so I will. Like, think about that Jurassic Park quote. You spent too much time thinking if you could, you didn't spend enough time thinking if you should. Why would you? Okay, you can find their stuff. You can find their docs. Oh well, like, what's the next steps here? Is the next step doxing them? Because I think that's wrong. I think that you should think that's wrong. I think that most people would think that's wrong. And he ended up tweeting about it. I'm going to read 2 tweets of his. It's almost like he's surprised that he got backlash. Like, what do you guys mean that you're mad at me? What do you guys mean? Like, what are we even talking about here? Like, it's just so ridiculous. So he says, bozos are clipping me out of context saying I'm begging for money to dox folks I don't like. False. This isn't about me, dum-dums, nor will I ever dox somebody. It's about mainstream media working with and legitimizing anonymous Twitter doxers and trolls, a KAMILLA threat. Then he quote tweets his own tweet and says, time to clarify some serious misinformation out there. Did I hire a private investigator to dox Amber Heard stan KAMILLA? Watch the full video or read the thread. So I went and checked out the video. It was honestly pretty frustrating because he didn't actually answer that question. I watched like the first 10 minutes and I was like, oh, he's not going to answer the question. Like, if you have something in your title, that should be the main focus of the video. What was really the focus was, oh, here's what's going on with KAMILLA. Now, maybe in the last 8 minutes, he said, oh, no, I haven't hired an investigator yet. You guys can check out this link, blah, blah, blah. But as far as I saw, there was nothing. There was nothing there. He was just talking about KAMILLA. There's a bunch of crazy stuff there. I'm going to link all of these videos in the comments, in the description, so that you can go and look for yourself. I'm not taking this out of context. I'm not saying that he's begging. It's just weird to ask. When you see him with that nice setup, he's got those cool little lights. He's got the flat screen in the back with his logo. He's got the sword, the Infinity Gauntlet, all those toys. It's a nice little setup. I mean, if it's really that important, you could, like, I don't know, sell that Infinity Gauntlet, sell that Link sword. That looks like the sword Link uses over in the corner there. I don't know. It just feels, I personally wouldn't fund something like this. I'm not telling anybody how to spend their money, because, I mean, if you want to go ahead and donate to this campaign, I'm not going to stop you, but I do think it's a little weird. Now, I do want to end off with this little clip of Popcorn Planet reacting to Keemstar talking about him.
Even people like Keemstar getting on this. Keem, come on, hit me up. We've talked. Why you being so ignorant on this? No, that's not what I said I'm doing. You clearly didn't watch the video, and a lot of people didn't. So I thought it was very important that I break down what I'm actually doing and who this KAMILLA person is.
Yeah, you literally said that you were trying to find the identity of these people. I'll play the clip for you again.
Because yes, I am attempting to figure out who are these people.
You said it yesterday. I don't know how you forgot. It was like the main point of your spiel. I guess he was just trying to dodge criticism. I also found it funny how he's like, Keem, come on, man, Keem. Don't criticize me, Keem. I like you, man. Come on, Keem. Don't do this to me. Please, you're breaking my heart, Keem. Come on. It's just ridiculous. I really wonder if he's gonna go through with finding these people's, like, addresses and, well, not addresses, their names through their IP addresses or however you find them, because I don't know, because I don't want to dox people. I know a real moral stand right there, but I just find it so ridiculous that this is like the hill that he's choosing to die on, of like, I will dox these people. You're not gonna stop me. I'm gonna do it. Like, dude, just chill out and don't dox people. It's not hard. I don't do it. You know, I get along just fine not doxing anybody. I disagree with people all the time, and I never thought, oh, well, I have to make these connections, so I have to dox somebody. If there's a connection that I just can't make without finding like public information, then I just won't make it. I'll take an example of Drift King with that whole drama with, I think it was somebody in the offline house. Somebody in that whole group had a editor that just would not edit correctly, wouldn't do their job, and they had the name Drift King, and there's another guy involved with Chud Logic called Drift King Azir. I might have the Drift Kings flipped there, but I couldn't make like a positive connection, so I was just like, oh, well, I don't know. With him, he's like, I gotta make this connection. I got a hunch, and I'm gonna follow it all the way through. And it just feels so weird, but I'm gonna end it off here. Thank you all so much for watching. Goodbye.